Hey, hey, welcome along. We are going to be talking mindset today and shifting mindset with one incredibly powerful tool, which could change everything, really. Yes, it could. It's that incredible. Are you ready? So, this is one today where, if you've ever felt lack of something, right? As in, it could be lack in the physical. I don't have, the resources that I want. I don't have the money that I want. I don't have the house that I want. I don't have the partner that I want. I don't have the wardrobe that I want, whatever it might look like in the outside. I don't have the body that I want, right? So things in the physical. Or it could be more in the relational, right? I don't have the love that I want in my life. I don't have the depth of friendships, relationships. I don't get along with my family in the way that I want, right? So, or it can be even deeper on the internal about our own beliefs and how we're connecting with ourselves. I don't have confidence in myself. I don't have enough I don't have enough brains, beauty, whatever it might be. That the feeling that you're clearly understanding that we're talking about today is some kind of a lack of something in some area. And I want to talk about this today because the vast majority of people that I work with, particularly women who have had spiritual experiences, and so, these are people who often are big-hearted, open-minded people who have had extraordinary things happen to them, want to walk the world authentically. These are very good people, who have great intentions in the world. They're often very clever and genuine in what they do, right? One of the biggest things I find emerges with speaking with this group of people is a lack of self-confidence. I don't believe in myself. I can't trust myself. I can't trust my experiences. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. Who am I to be doing X, Y, Z? Who am I to say or think or teach or whatever, or share about X, Y, Z, right? Even though my heart's longing is wanting to do those things. So this is the core problem that comes up again and again and again. And so we must talk about this again and again and again because it keeps emerging. And so one of the ways I love shifting this conversation, and I love seeing it happen with people, it's when there's a mindset shift that takes place from, you ready? A shift with a lack mindset versus an abundance mindset, right? From the I don't have enough, from I'm lacking in some way, something is missing from this picture, to the abundance mindset. There is ample, there is more than enough, there is plenty, it is abundant, right? And when we are able to make that shift from a space of lack to a space of abundance, and not just in our mind like a nice theory or, hey, Nicole, that's a nice thing to do, right? Not just a thought like that, but when we actually make the shift within our own cogs, within our own heart, within our own embodied pathway, this is when things can shift dramatically, right? Because you'll know when the shift is made when your language has changed as well, yeah, because it gets that deep within us that what comes out of us comes from that space. So you'll be able to identify which mindset you are sitting in naturally when you become aware of the language, of the words that you speak, and also aware, just mindful. This is not a judgment. There's no right or wrong in this, right? It's an awareness of how we're being and what we're doing, an awareness of how we're feeling about situations. Are you constantly feeling like you're operating from a space of lack where there's not enough time, there's not enough resources, there's not enough anything, to got to always strive and do because there's something inside of me that always needs to be met, right? It's like this hunger that is always there that needs to be satisfied in some way. Or like when you've had a good meal and your belly is satisfied and you feel abundant and full and good, or you've made juicy love and you're feeling wonderful and everything's done, and you just feel full of love and goodness and good vibes, right? That is an abundance feeling. It's like everything's complete. Everything is full. There is so much more. There is nothing more that is needed in this moment to make this moment anything kind of better than it needs to be, right? There is an acceptance when we are operating from an abundance mindset. There is an acceptance of the isness, right? Rather than there's not enough in this moment, there is. And in this moment of right here, right now, there is a fullness in it, right? There is a fullness. And this is the space that we need to tap into to make this mindset. What is the fullness in this moment that you are experiencing, to tap into all of the things that are present, that are functioning, that are working well? You're alive, you're breathing, everything in your body is moving through in the most divinely designed ways to keep you at your optimum best, right? And even if there is sickness or illness or dis-ease somewhere within the body, know that your body is divinely designed to help regulate yourself. Often all we have to do is get out of our own way or stop doing certain things to stop that process of healing take place, right? And do things that can aid and help the process. So, another way we can tap into this feeling of abundance really gets down to this existential thing of just being here now and being alive. If you've been following me for a while, you will know that I work a lot with near-death experiencers, probably because I've had my own near-death experience and other near-death-like experiences, and worked with IANS, the International Association for Near-Death Studies, for some time. And one of the great things that we know from many people who have encountered their physical mortality is beyond the physicalness and all of the things that consume us in the day-to-day that we give our time and effort and our energy to because we think that all of these things are important. In that moment where our physical mortality is being challenged or potentially ended, and we are encountering our immortality, that part of us that is beyond this physical, 5 sense, time-bound existence, right? Spirit, that deep part of us that goes beyond, that is intangible, that is everywhere and nowhere all at once, right? In that moment, there is a perfection that is there because it is the isness. There is a part of us that is permeated already in absolutely everything, everywhere. And we can become cognizant of that when the moment where our busy physical lives and our physicality comes into question, right? We can, like for people who have had these near-death experiences, it can be a very sudden, rude awakening and encounter with that knowing, right? Not just a theory, not just an idea, but with the knowing that there is a part of us that carries on beyond the physical self. There is an immortal part, right? A part that goes beyond the mortal. And that is a space of abundance because it is perfect in what it is. It is omnipresent. It is it is everywhere. It is the all that is, right? It is part of the all that is already. Nothing needs to be changed or fixed or healed within that space. Because if the physical mortal life were to end just like this in that moment, maybe, I can't guarantee for everyone, I don't know, but for many, what we understand is that we can enter that space. I don't know if we all end up in that space, I'm not going to say this is what happens to absolutely everyone, because I'm a big advocate and supporter of everyone and their unique ways and their individual experiences and their unique roads of awakening. So I don't know, if there's an ultimate one path, I kind of don't think so, but that's a thinking, right? There's a knowing as well. I know what's true of my experience. And when you share your experience with me, you know that that is true of your experience, right? And so that is all that needs to be said, really. So that is a space where, you don't have to have a near-death experience to connect with that space either, right? So you may, through your spiritual experience, have already tapped into that exact same realm of openness. People hit these states in meditation, in lovemaking, in plant medicine, in sacred dance, through music. I mean, all kinds of different ways. There are ways in which we can connect with the cosmic fullness that is always present. Yeah. You think about the billions of years that it has taken to create the perfection that is this place called planet Earth, where we can breathe and have all of these incredible living things in diversity, plants, just incredible things, oceans, mountains, sunsets, suns, colors, flowers. I mean, it's incredible, truly, right? Really. I know we take so much of this for granted. And then to have had us created living beings, we can talk to each other, right? Our bodies regulate and do things so that we can live and walk and talk and interact and have the time to think and engage in activities. All of that is absolutely miraculous. All of that comes from the cosmic abundance that is creation itself. So when we make a shift out of our, little containers of, I'm freaking out because there's not enough of whatever, a lack mindset, into a mindset of that abundance, the cosmic creative abundance, the cosmic co-creative. We get to be an active participant within that. Now we open to the realm of possibilities of anything. Anything and everything is possible in this game of existence because it's an infinite field of possibilities. And from that infinite field of possibilities, we have crystallized and come into being and become manifest beings that get to interact, that get to play within the cosmic game of life, right? That's a very, very rich space to be inhabiting. From there, creation comes. Creation comes from abundance, not from scarcity, right? Because it's pulling in more from nothingness. It pulls in and brings to being something, some new form, some new way of being, some new inspiration, something beautiful in the world, right? So making that shift, where are you on that spectrum? Is this resonating with you? Are you feeling it? Are you getting what I'm talking about? What is that journey like for you? Have you traversed this journey? I would love to hear about it. I always love to hear about your experiences and how these things land. So let me know. Maybe you have had key learnings and insights along the way that you would love to share with others about this. If so, please do so. I'm sure I will appreciate hearing about it and others will appreciate, or as the Rasta say, appreciate love, hearing about it. And love, ain't that a space of living from abundance, right? If all else, connect in with love. That will shift you just like that. You know that moment, when we fall in love, right? I know you know what it's like to fall in love. You must have fallen in love at some stage in some way, right? When we're in love, we are in such an abundant place when we're truly in love, because it's an untouchable space, right? Anything could go wrong when you're truly, madly, deeply in love, and you'd still be okay. You know, during the past couple of years where the world has seemingly collapsed in, turned upside down and gone bonkers, a really good friend of mine has found this new relationship and fallen completely head over heels in love. And we were chatting just the other day, and it is like nothing in the world that happens could rock the foundation of that divine, juicy bubble that they are living in right now. If we can tap into that, that is that abundant space, right? And hear this, when you operate from that place, right? When you operate from that knowingness, from that feeling, from that embodiment in your bones, right? You feel it alive in your body. It feels different than living from a space and a mindset of lack. It fundamentally feels different in your being. And so when you feel different, when you embody different mindsets and ways of being, when you've integrated it into your way of being, your decisions are different. The way you see and perceive the world is different. You open your access to creative thinking. You open your access to divergent thinking. You don't get so framed into lack mindset of I have to do it this way, or I have to, go down particular routes and I feel limited by my choices. No, all of a sudden you open up to the field of infinite possibilities of what could be and what could be manifest, right? So you see differently, you think differently, you speak differently from that place. And as a result of all of those things, you take action differently in the world. And as a result of taking action differently in the world, the life that you co-create for yourself becomes a different experience. Your relationships take that on. It ripples out into who you are around and what you do and how you spend your days and your time. So this is why this one mindset shift from a lack mindset to an abundance mindset can truly change everything. Blessings, love to you. Have an amazing day and let me know how this lands.